It really was good there in the 90s and things. And Castletownbere, even up to the 2000s, Castletownbere was booming, but since that we had decimation of our fleet really, because we decommissioned 70 vessels out of the fleet between 2005 and 2009 because we hadn't enough quota from Europe, which was a disaster from first day really. We should have got a proper quota because we have the most productive waters and all that. They all know it, like French, Spanish and everyone, where to come for the fish, and the Dutch, and So it's a shame to see coastal communities decimated, and even all around the coast that time, them 70 boats went. It was a massive loss. I think the Co-op lost about 23 boats that time, Castletownbere Fishermen's Co-op,
20 to 25% of our fish, depending on whose figures you look at, was taken from us and given to the UK in the TCA deal. Has that made your life easier or harder, or what do you think is the future for the industry after losing that?
There's no positive talking. Every minister or everything else that went over to Brussels or had talks with the English or anything, it was just a giveaway. We never got anything positive out of any talks. So as far as I'm concerned, none of our politicians or anything that are in power are not doing their bit to help the rural communities, especially fishing, because the way I see it, there'll be nothing left in these rural areas in 10 years' time. It'll be all foreign vessels beside her.
If there was one word that you could think of that could help turn things around, that you needed to get, what would that word be?
Well, the one word would be is we need to get more quota. We have to get quota because there's no youth coming into the industry anymore. The banks the banks won't even look at any young fella coming inside to get a loan, try to buy a vessel nowadays or nothing, because they're only being laughed at, because the future, the banks know there's no future in for local people.
If a new decommissioning scheme comes in, what in your mind would cure that? What would we need to stop those boats from being decommissioned? What would we need to see to come back to us?
Obvious is more quota.
Quota.
That is the answer to everything.
And that's what seems to be reflective of all the interviews that are here. If we had more fish. You're a young fisherman.
But even with the more quota, it's
difficult.
It's a difficult industry, yes, exactly. Is the industry still as appealing as someone going to working for Facebook or Google, getting new entrants into it? Probably. It still isn't, but now with less quota, it's
even worse.
Yeah.
Your prognosis for the future is bright because you believe the stocks are rebounding and coming back, but the key to it is more.
One word. It's two words. It's one word. Quota. Very simple. It's the only word. It's the only thing that our industry is lacking. We have the ambition, we have the skills there to harvest it, we have the boats to harvest it. There's people reinvesting into the job. We're not on our own, there's other people who have made these lifelong investments as well. But without that one word of fish or quota that has been taken away in the last couple of years in the swipe of one biro, I can't see why we can't get some of it back in the swipe of a biro.